India and France's strategic partnership dates back to 1998. Over the next few decades, the two countries have established a strong institutional mechanism to deepen cooperation in space, counter-terrorism, maritime security, as well as dialogues among defense chiefs and national security advisors. The partnership between the two countries has particularly deepened over the last few years, coinciding with PM Modi's decision to buy Rafale fighter jets. The two countries are also exploring joint manufacture of fighter jet engines and ancillaries in India that can power India's indigenous LCA Mark II with a higher engine thrust. National Security Adviser Ajit Doval had spoken to his French counterpart last month. And the strategic dialogue between the two countries is expected to take place in January 2021. On Monday, French President Emmanuel dialed Prime Minister Narendra Modi to discuss a wide range of issues. That includes the digital and strategic autonomy, deepening defense cooperation, Indo-Pacific, and the security environment in Asia and the West Asia. PM Modi conveyed to President Macron his condolences for the terror attacks in France and restate India's full support to France in the fight against terrorism, extremism and radicalism. The leaders also discussed other bilateral, regional and accessibility of COVID-19 vaccines, post-COVID economic recovery and climate change. President Macron to appoint one of France's most senior diplomats, Christophe Penot, as the country's first special envoy for the Indo-Pacific in October this year. The move comes against the backdrop of France's greater focus on the Indian Ocean and China's aggressive posture across the region. President Macron has been vocal about countering China for much longer. 2 years ago, he was among the first to call for building a strategic alliance between India, France, and Australia that could respond to challenges in the Asia-Pacific region. And the growing assertiveness of China. Like India, France believes in both strategic autonomy and plural democracy, and is concerned about Chinese moves in the South China Sea and the French territory spread across dozens of islands in the South Pacific, New Caledonia. Recently, Paris had asked Qatar, which had also bought the Rafale fighter jet, not to allow Pakistan-origin technicians to work with the plane, is indicative of the sensitivity that France has demonstrated to New Delhi's security concerns. New Delhi had reciprocated such gestures of the French leadership in October this year, when it issued a sharply worded statement condemning personal attacks targeting the French president from some Islamic countries, such as Turkey and Pakistan, for his stand on Islam and radicalism. Both India and France have consistently condemned terrorism and have resolved to work together for adoption of the Comprehensive Convention on International Terrorism in the UN. During the visit of President Macron to India in March 2018, India and France reaffirmed their strong determination to eliminate terrorism everywhere it is to be found and condemned terrorism in all its forms and manifestations, including cross-border terrorism and terror-related incidents in France and India. Both countries support a multipolar world order. France has continued to support India's claim for permanent membership of the Security Council and the reforms of the United Nations. France has provided consistent support to India's candidature for the membership of all the 4 multilateral export control regimes, like Nuclear Suppliers Group, NSG, the Missile Technology Control Regime, MTCR, the Wassenaar Arrangement, and the Australia Group. France's support was vital in India's accession to MTCR, Wassenaar Arrangement, and Australia Group, while France continues to support India's bid for accession to the NSG.